Hello. I hope you guys are having the most amazing day. Okay, so yesterday I was hanging out with my son. We like to go on nature walks. As I began to look at the water, the pond, I just noticed some ripples in the pond. I began to ask him about the ripples in the water. I said, go ahead, son, throw a rock in the water. So he threw a rock in the water, and immediately, I knew God was wanting to drop a message in. So I just began to film, and I knew God would bring it to me, when He's ready to bring it to me. Today as I was walking, I began to hear things in regards to this ripple effect. God is wanting to encourage you that when He gives you an instruction, when He tells you to do something, whether it be just to trust Him in a situation, whether it be an actual act, whether it be just sowing a certain seed, a seed of faith, trusting Him, whatever it is, He wants you to know to do it. Your obedience to whatever the Father is instructing you to do is going to cause the ripple effect that's already going on in the spiritual realm to meet you in the natural realm. You'll begin to see those things manifest in the natural realm as you follow this instruction. And it's just going to put into play a whole bunch of events, a whole bunch of occurrences, a whole bunch of things God has indeed told you before now that was happening in your life. It's going to cause you to see blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. And it's going to be so widespread, it's going to impact all those around you. I've been hearing for weeks, months, days, that the things that God has provided for me in this season is going to be like a ripple effect. It's going to cause people to look upon my life and glorify God as a result. And it's just me taking the simple steps of obedience. It's all about glorifying God. God's going to show up mightily in your life. God's wanting to bring about a ripple effect in your life. And He wants you to just take the time to sit at His feet, hear His instructions, and be obedient, because He's wanting to use your life to impact the world. The amazing thing that happened yesterday as my son tossed that stone into the pond is that we watched the ripples just begin to spread and spread across the pond. And as those ripples began to spread, the geese began to just flow towards us, and it was just so beautiful. And of course God was speaking like, that's what's going to happen. Your act of obedience, you sitting at my feet, receiving my instructions, are gonna cause others to draw unto me. They're gonna flock to you, not because of you, but because of God is operating in your life. They're gonna want to know, what is it about you? How are these things happening in your life? God's going to show up in ways that people say it has to be God, because He's wanting to be used that way in this season. He's wanting to be used in a way that people say that had to be God, so He can receive maximum glory in your life. And simply looking at the ripple effect take place on the pond, it looks like it's starting off slow, but look how it suddenly just starts to get wider and wider, and it covers more territory. Don't be distracted by the fact that things seem to be moving slow. You don't see everything that you thought you would see when you expected to see it. Much is happening in the spiritual and the natural, and you see how those geese just began to flock towards it. They saw it from afar. They saw those ripples from afar, and it drew them. So things are happening regardless of whether or not you see them. Everything that is yours right now, that God has decreed and declared is yours in this time, has and is making its way to you. See those geese as your blessings, as your divine encounters, as your divine appointments, the people God's going to put in your path that He wants you to influence, to seek after His glory, to seek His face, His presence. And God is going to be honored and receive all the glory because of your act of obedience. That act of obedience is your stone. Cast it upon the water. Cast your stone and watch the ripple effect that God causes to take place in your life. I love you guys. Be blessed. And until next time.